Three, Today's vaccine is a personal development by testing Liboto. Like, so the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's into this vaccine. 3, 2, 1.
I hate the personal development space.
Yeah,
I hate it. I can't stand it. And that might confuse you because I make personal development videos. But the space in general is just so far gone. It's so fake. It's so soft. And like
yeah,
maybe that worked for some people, but I just got so sick and tired of hearing people like, you can do anything. I believe in you.
yeah,
You can be anything you want. I'm here for moral support.
yeah,
Like, tired of hearing the same surface level quotes and sayings that are just regurgitated and recycled
yeah.
over and over and over again.
You
This
know
is
what I
not
think?
about reaching a goal or becoming a better you.
Yeah,
This is war. And that might sound dramatic or extreme, but you exist within the spiritual war whether you want to admit it or not. That's just what it is. Look,
yeah,
everything happens for a reason, okay? You having a bad day, you being in a bad mood, you feeling insecure about something, you being
yeah,
especially anxious on a certain day, that's evil. That is the opposing force doing everything in its
yeah,
power to stray you away from your path, the path of fulfillment and legacy and all of these things that we strive for.
yeah,
Or I suppose you could view it as like, you just have bad days and shit happens and, I'm just kind of going with the flow, man.
yeah,
I can't tell you you're wrong for living a certain way, like you live how you want.
yeah,
But I'm speaking from personal experience, and just 3 years ago, 4 years ago, sorry, I was at absolute rock bottom. Okay, for those of you who don't know me or anything about me, I grew up, and this is going to sound like everyone else who says they come from a rough background, but I grew up, we grew up broke, had no money, moved around, always the new kid at school, trying to make ends meet, slept on couches in basements. My dad got into a lot of trouble with the law. He was in and out of prison my whole life. My mom struggled with drug addiction. They both eventually passed away from drug overdose when I was in high school, completely on my
wow,
own at 18. Had no drive or motivation or desire to do anything. I had no direction in life. I was kind of just going with the flow, man. And man, did I become stagnant and vulnerable. And it just snowballed into me being in the absolute worst state of mind I've
wow,
ever been in my life. I was malnourished. I weighed 105 pounds as a 20-year-old adult
wow,
male. I ate once a day. I played video games for 15 hours a day. I would go to sleep at
yeah,
5, 6 a.m., wake up at 3 p.m.
wow,
in the
really?
afternoon. Yeah, I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. But eventually, I started to change my perspective on life. And it wasn't any like one event that led to that. But
Yeah,
if you're someone who's ambitious and you're like a future driven type of person, you have some sort of vision for your future that motivates you, that drives you, that excites
yeah,
you. As you make efforts at getting there, you realize what the hell's actually going on. Like, this shit ain't easy, okay? This is not do this 5 a.m. routine, 3 secrets that completely transformed my life. It's
yeah,
not simply reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's not
yeah,
doing the top 10 self help tips of 2024. It is so much deeper than that.
yeah,
And it is a long and what I describe as beautifully treacherous process. Now, I'm not saying that those things don't help, okay? You can do those things. Obviously, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius is an amazing book. I have it somewhere. S tier book. Everyone should read it. Yes, look up the best self help tips of 2024. I'm sure they'll do good things for you. Wake up early, have a good regimen. All these things help. But you have to understand something.
yeah,
You will not discover one singular thing, like one standalone tip, one standalone secret, read one singular book that will make it all happen for you. This is an ongoing process that is constant learning, constant trial and error, constant reaching dead end after dead end. You know, there's ups, there's downs, you get lost, you find your
Yeah.
way. Maybe you pivot, you go into a different path, and you're like, wait, maybe I need to go back to that one. You meet people along the way, you come across good people, bad people, you make mistakes. Like, you have to develop something that is much deeper than reading a book or looking up the 10 top self-help tips or any of that. Like, you need to develop something much deeper
Yeah.
to sustain you through this. And what I believe that to be is how you perceive the world that you live in, how you perceive the life that you
Yeah.
live, how you perceive yourself. All that life is simply a projection of what we imagine up here.
Yeah.
Okay, what we perceive with our mind.
Yeah.
And you can change your perception through beliefs. Now, beliefs are something that you, with time, mold and shape and form, and eventually they become a real thing. Like, your beliefs are what drive your actions, your behaviors, your thoughts, your how you carry yourself, the type of person you are. They drive everything in your life. Okay? Who you are, what you do, how you live your life is based on beliefs. But that takes time. You know, a belief might start out as like this goopy mess, like just a mere thought. But the more you reflect on this thought and really dive deep into it, and you start to mold it, okay? You start to bring it together and sculpt it into something grand and beautiful. And that belief
Yeah.
comes into its full form. You can understand when a belief takes full form when it reflects in your life. When your beliefs reflect what you are actually doing and living and experiencing in your life, that's how you know your belief has come into full form. But again, that doesn't happen overnight. It's an ongoing process, and it's not like you just need one belief to to um, to win life. You know, to figure it all out. You need many beliefs based on many different things, and you'll have to do your own research and talk to people and reflect on your own mind, which is a huge one that people overlook, in order to properly form the beliefs that are going to clear the slate, lay that foundation, build a solid base for you to build your mental framework on. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
It's not read this book. It's just not. There's no YouTube video on the face of the internet that is going to change everything for you forever.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, not even a single one of my videos, except maybe this one. This one
Maybe
might be the
you.
exception.
Yeah.
But, like, do you understand what I'm saying to
Yeah.
you? I mean this with everything in me. You have to take this more seriously. You have to look at the bigger picture here, what's really going on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll keep watching the same videos, you'll keep looking up the same, you know, witty tips that people are coming up with on TikTok and whatever.
TikTok.
And they might do something for you for a couple days, if that, and then you just fall back on bad habits
Yeah.
and you just repeat this never-ending, dreadful cycle of stagnation.
Yeah.
And that's torture. So that's why I can't stand the personal development space. It's just filled with surface level regurgitated. You know what I mean. I don't have to explain it again. And you might say, well, okay, Tyson, that's great and all, but like, how do I actually do this? If I want to take it more seriously, what do I do? Well, like I said before, life is not as simple as it seems on the surface.
Yeah.
We exist within a spiritual war. And you have to understand that, because if you don't, and you are ignorant to the fact that there is an opposing force in this world who
Yeah.
solely exists to tear you down and stray you away from your path,
Yeah.
you become an easy target, and you'll find yourself uh, falling into the same temptations over and over and over again. You'll find yourself being victim to instant gratification, and you'll just continue to exist in this cycle that you so desperately want to get out of. Okay, you can't defeat the enemy if you don't know what it is. How are you supposed to win this game if you don't know the rules? So you must do
Yeah.
what you can to strengthen your spirit, strengthen your faith in God,
Yeah.
pray, explore that side of yourself if you haven't already, and really strengthen
Yeah.
that, because that will be your rock. That will be how you know how to orient yourself to
Yeah.
future adversity, and how to decide or deal with future temptation
Yeah.
and deception and manipulation and these weapons that evil uses to make you feel weak.
Evil.
And then obviously the next thing is,
Yeah.
like I said, beliefs. Remove any limiting beliefs. That's a
Yeah.
start. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't believe that you can change who you are, if you don't
Yeah.
believe that you can obtain the things that you want to obtain or achieve the things that you want to achieve, you just won't. Okay? Because beliefs, as I said, are extremely powerful. If
Yeah.
your beliefs are limiting and pessimistic, you will live a very limited life. But if you have optimistic beliefs and your limitations are boundless, then you can do whatever your heart desires.
Yeah.
So long as you keep God close to you, you keep your priorities straight, and you put your best foot forward. That's
Yeah.
all that it takes. Okay, but it sounds simple, and that's why people on social media and whatever try to make it sound simple, but it's
Yeah.
not. That's why, I don't know if you've noticed, but I try and go deeper in my videos. I try to explain things on a level that other people aren't. Now, even on TikTok or Instagram, like, I try to explain things in a manner that paints the real picture.
Yeah.
I dive deep into my own mind, and I think about what would help me when I was at my lowest, what would really genuinely and deeply impact me,
Yeah.
on a level that all this other content isn't. So strengthen your spirit, strengthen your beliefs, and the rest will happen.
Yeah.
Okay. And not to say that you'll figure it all out once you do those two things, because that's also just not how it works.
Yeah.
You'll never wake up one day and be like, ah, my spirit is strong enough to withstand. It's an ongoing thing. It's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
You have to learn to love that process, um, in order to have longevity.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you keep relying on the short dopamine hits
Yeah.
and the witty tips and catchy
Yeah.
buzzwords, you'll just burn out, and you'll wind up exactly where you started. So hopefully this got to some of you guys. Hopefully this reached the desired target audience. But thank you for your time, and I will see you soon.
Wow. Yep. BE two. Yeah. Wow. That was a personal development by Tyson Lipoto. The link to the video will be the description below. Go in segment and pop a like if you like, and comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one, and subscribe if you're new, and click the bell so you can be notified when I upload in my. But wow.